Here we go. This book, Charles Ayrton, the author, entitled Strike Like Judith, the winning tactics of chess legend Judit Polgar. In fact, she is a chess legend because at a certain point in her life, she was in the first 10 players in the world. I think she was number 8. And that is a feat that I don't think any women repeated. Showing that she was clearly dedicated to the game in a way that no one else is. The book has something like 110 games, most of which are fragments. What does fragment mean? It means that they start from a certain position, like here. You can see it here. It starts from move 20, okay? Why? Because the author probably wants you to focus on the middle game, in understanding the middle games and the intricacies and the possible tactics, than just focusing on the opening. Yet I have some games, full games, and I will show you at least one or two because they are interesting. They are against the Sicilian defense, and I think it's interesting for those that play the Sicilian defense to see what you have to avoid. Okay? The book, as you can see, has here we go, 6 chapters that cover obviously different part of the game. Let's remember that the end game is very, very important, okay? And it's a thing that many players downplay, and that it can be something that makes the difference practically. That makes the difference in how you will win the game, because once you have gained an advantage, at a certain point you need to be able to convert it, right? Okay. I find the book very interesting also, the usage of the diagrams. There are the normal diagrams and the analysis diagrams, okay? So, as you can see, there are a lot of analysis that give you a diagram, so it's easy for you to return back to that position if you need. The game I would like to show you is game 24, Judit Polgar against Peter Zekeli. I hope that I pronounced it well. I'm sorry if I didn't. Obviously, just want to tell you one thing. This game was played in 1988-1989 at Hastings. Obviously, Judith was kind of young in that age, right? What was her age in 1988? For those who paused the video to find the answer, I hope you found it. So, Judit Polgar was born in 1976. So, in 1988, she was just 12. Amazing, right? Judit Polgar is white. E4. Oops. Yeah, this is a strange E4, sorry. E4, E5, knight F3, D6, D4, C takes D4, knight takes D4, and the knight F6. Knight C3, A6. Okay, so we know this is the Sicilian. If I remember well, this should be the Najdorf. I hope so. If not, please correct me. It doesn't matter because we are just growing together as chess players. This is a journey, and I hope everybody will improve and reach the best they can. E6, bishop b3, bishop b7, f4, castle, queen f3, knight c6. As we can see, the author is not giving you anything on the opening because it doesn't matter. This is a book about amazing tactics that this woman found and this great player found. It doesn't matter, woman or man or whatever. And so he's not focusing on the opening to teach you the opening. Other books can teach you the opening, okay? Bishop e3. queen c7, yet we can layer some of the maneuvers and typical push of the pawns while watching games, okay? f5, knight takes d4, bishop takes d4, b5, a3, rook b8, g4. Notice this. At this point, we are just at move 14, okay? We are just at move 14. But you should notice one thing that is kind of striking, important, and scary. If I would be black, I would be scared. Why? Because black went in autopilot and started an attack on the queen side, right? But the problem is, the king is in the center. The king was a move. He should have noticed at this point that there is something strange in this game. This lady, the player in front of you, start a kingside attack, but she didn't move the king. What does it mean? Because this is the real reason why we play chess. We don't play chess just for moving wood pieces. We play chess to ask ourselves questions. Black should have asked himself right away, oh my god, what's going on here? That king is still in the center, and I'm starting to attack the king queen side, but the king is not there. So why am I doing that? So let's go on, because this is very interesting. I want to tell you also one thing. I didn't see the game, okay? I just show you some games that are reasonable in number of moves, because I think some people don't have the attention span to actually follow a very long game like Carlsen, that generally grind and smash people around move 140 and still enjoy with his end game to go on and on up to the moment he kills them. No, I just show games that are like 27 moves, 30 moves, so they are short, they show you something, but they are not too tiring, okay? You could also watch them while you are on your lunch break, let's say. But here it's clear. This king here, oh my god, what's going on? I don't know. It's really strange for me, eh? Then I don't know if you will agree. B4, after G4, B4. And here we have a diagram, okay? So when we see a diagram inside the book, we must pay attention. What is the author trying to tell us? Probably the author is telling us, hey, take a little your time and pause the video and decide you are white. What would you play as white? The author doesn't tell you that. I'm teaching you that. Because most of people today are not reading books, or maybe they are reading books just automatically, without understanding they can get great benefits if they learn to pause at the right moment. In this case, white played an amazing move. Boom, G5. Now you understand why this attack on the queen side is not working, because it's true. Black played the perfect attack for black in the Sicilian on the queen side. The only problem is the king is not here. The king should be here. Why is not here? What is he doing? And so that's why I tell you this makes really sense. Because the guy doesn't care what you are going to do there. The goal of the game is to give checkmate to this guy. And what does the author says? It says white fights for every tempo and achieves their favorite f5, f6 break without delay. In Judith's realm, provoking a sea of complication is an added bonus. Now, you are black. Remember, this is a book that must teach you something, but it can teach you something from both sides. Okay? You are black. What do you play as black? Because you need also to learn how to defend yourself. You cannot learn only to attack. This is the funny thing that I found out if you play enough tournaments. When you play a 1600 rated player, you know that you are going to win because he's not going to defend himself. It's practically like if you are throwing punches or kicks and everybody is continuously kicking, the one that reaches fourth wins. He's not going to defend himself and so he's going to lose. Now, I'm not saying that Black was a 16 underrated player. I don't know him at all. But I'm telling you that if you want to improve, you need to take the defense very seriously. Black played knight d7, which is a dubious move. Okay, this is an inaccuracy. Now, and here, this review of this great book, okay, please take notice, right, like Judith, is where I can help you very much, okay? I'm asking questions. Is this a correct move, b takes c3? Is it good or not? You decide. Then, when you buy the book, you will discover that it's a blunder. Now, what would have been the right move for Black? Pause the video, try to find it out. I will tell you which one was the right move. Knight e8. Maybe it was found by the computer. I don't know. It seems that knight g4 was another possibility. The author here makes a good work at showing you all the variations and why they are good or black or how they end up. Obviously, keep in mind, this was a chess game. Chess games against humans are not really precise like what you find out after, okay? So this is the post-mortem analysis of the game. But it's something that teaches you how to think, okay? Because you have time, so you can put that time to work. Okay, so knight d7, that we said it's a dubious move. What would you play as white? Obviously, I told you before, because I told you in the comment, the right move is f6. What does Black play here? Obviously, the position is very difficult. Here, the author gives the next page to the analysis of this position. So here you can learn how to analyze. And in case you find yourself in a similar situation, you have gained from learning how to analyze. Okay? It seems that the right move was bishop d8. But Black played b takes c3. Probably he was hungry, it was breakfast time, and he needed to eat something to keep his blood sugar up, right? Let's go to the next. Okay, it's practically more than 2 pages of analysis of on that move, which means that this book is very good. Why? Because you see, when you buy a book, you buy it because you want the author to find the critical positions and make you work on it. And that's what he's doing, right? He actually did that. Very good. 2 pages. Wow. Okay, f take g7, and here you are not gonna believe it. What Black played. I give you just a minute to enjoy, because you are not gonna believe what this guy played. I cannot believe it by myself. Yeah, I'm correct. He played f take g7, and now it's Black turn. Black played knight e5. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? And now this is why I have a chess set that has 2 queens, 4 queens practically, okay? Because if I didn't have a chess set like that, I couldn't promote to queen, okay? So we have g takes f8, queen. So we have 1, 2, 3 queens on board. And of course, there is Judith on this side, so we have 4 queens on board. Obviously, this queen is not staying for a long time on the board. King takes f8. Okay, this is a beautiful game. I was lucky to choose this one. I choose randomly. I didn't do it because I saw it before, but it's a really beautiful game. Queen takes c3. In fact, one day, I think I would like to show you guys a game that I know there is. It's Fischer against Petrosian, or Petrosian against Fischer, and in that game they had 4 queens on the board. Okay, 4 queens on the board. So queen takes c3, queen takes c3. So we went from 4 queens on the board to have only 1, only Judith on the white side. Bishop takes c3. and bishop takes g5. Now, if I see this position, I tell you, when there are two bishops pointing in one direction, they are kind of scary. They are kind of scary. Yes, black has two bishops, but they are not active like these guys. If you notice, this one has only two squares, and none of them are really good at the moment, if he doesn't put it here and attack there. So that's important. And here the author put a diagram and he said, it's still a tricky matter of technique, and young Judith acquits herself beautifully, like Tal, her calculative wizardry served very well into the ending, and the boogaboo, never heard this word, boogaboo, of winning one position wasn't a major issue. Now, this is what I told you in the beginning that I found interesting of this game. He plays rook d1. So imagine, all this game, the king is kept in the middle of the board. And that tells you a lot about white player. Because you see, the white player didn't go on autopilot. The white player knew precisely to give meaning at each of her moves. That's not a joke. So you must be scared when you can find this kind of players, because you understand that they are actually putting in the effort. This is a real chess, okay? This is not a blitz game. This is a game where strategy, calculation, and ideas prevail over the other side. So let's see how it continued. King e7, bishop a5, rook b7. Finally, she moves a king, king e2, and knight g6. Here there is another diagram which tells you that you must pause and tell me what is going to be white next move. Okay, white next move. You need to guess, and this is how you will become good at chess. If you try to guess, it's h4 exclamation point. This fine technical shot turns the slumbering h-pawn into a battering ram, opening lines for white's rooks. This is what rooks need, right? They need open lines to attack the enemy king, to do some damage, because if they are behind the pawn, they are not able to do anything, right? Okay, if black takes, then bishop b4 in conjunction with e4 and e5, so bishop b4 and e4, e5, regains the h-pawn advantageously. Wow, I was able to say that word without mistakes. That's good. Bishop f6, h5, knight e5, bishop b4, rook b6, rook hg1, bishop b7, bishop a5, and rook takes b3. Wow, very interesting move, right? C takes b3. Now we are going to the end of the game, okay? Bishop takes e4, bishop b4, bishop b5, protecting this. But what do you think Judith playing? Notice there was an exchange sacrifice on here needed, and now it's white turn that gives it back. Rook takes d5, good move. He takes d5, bishop c3, king e6, b4, d4, bishop takes d4, knight f3. Very good move, very interesting move. But unfortunately, I think the game is over in any case. Rook takes, sorry, not rook, king takes f3, bishop takes d4, rook g2, defending this, h6. Obviously, you try to put your pawns on dark squares because you are able to defend them with this, but you must be a little careful, okay? a4. Now you understand that black has two weaknesses, one on the king side and one on the queen side. White, in order to win, must exploit them both, let's say, okay? King d5, rook c2, cutting the way that the king enters. So this probably could go here, and this will keep the advance going. And after rook c2, the game is over. So it seems black resigned. Well, here the interesting thing is the following. I told you I would show you this game 25. I see that we are already at 20 minutes, so maybe I will not do it. But if many people ask me, I will definitely show you also game 25 because it's very, very beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this review of this book. It's a book that I find worth to have in my own library. I hope you will enjoy it too. And see you next time.